Today is another day here at the shop, and today is actually Sunday. It's not the weekdays. I am actually taking a trip to Connecticut for personal reasons. So if you guys want to know that, just let me know, and I guess I'll put it in a video. But today, we are actually going to be working on Rob's car. We're going to take a little break from the 370 motor. What had happened was we went through and inspected the driver's side turbo when it was just pulled off, and we didn't actually crack open the housing or anything like that. And just from looking at it, the turbo was bad. There was metal shavings and metal pieces inside the turbo, so the turbo blew up. And on further inspection, after we got the housing for it, the actual housing, or the cartridge for it, the actual housing for the turbo was actually bad. I guess what had happened was the turbo wheel exploded inside and then proceeded to weld itself together inside of the housing. So all of the extra little bits and pieces were all welded onto it, and it just wasn't going to work. There's chances of it blowing up and the new turbo and just catastrophically making things worse once again. So what we did is we told the customer, and he is going to go ahead and order new housing. We're going to put it all back together. The front housing, the cold side was actually good. It was just the hot side that was actually bad. So we got a new center cartridge right here. We got a new rear housing on the way, but the cold side housing was actually fine. This motor's like walking away from me. I don't know what's going on. But that's what's going on with this. And we got a bunch of other stuff to do on this thing. So this is probably gonna be another at least 2 weeks, because I'm not going to be here for half of this week. But yeah, at least another 2 weeks on this car, just wrapping it up, putting all the new stuff that the guy wants onto it, and this and that. But I'm going to cut it real quick, and I'm going to do a really cool little thing on Rob's car, and we'll be right back. So guys, Rob actually got HKS 2530 turbos for his car. He has on this thing right now dash 5s, and they spooled amazing. The car made much more power than what we had expected it to make, but he just wants more, and he wants HKS turbos. I don't blame him. They're really sick. But we're gonna put these 2530s on it. We're going to clean up the housings, obviously, make sure that everything is working properly, and just make them look awesome, put them in the car, and we are going to see how much power it's going to make after we do that, which is probably going to be even more. So it's probably going to be in the 600 range instead of right below 600, because I believe this thing made 540. Not going to quote myself or anybody else on this. I did not see the dyno sheet, so I believe it made 540. I'm not too sure. But this car is absolutely an animal already, and these turbos are just going to make it even more ridiculous. So I had started taking this stuff apart on Friday afternoon, but I ended up pulling myself off it so that I could do some more stuff on the Flaming Freestyle, which, if you guys stick with that, me and Pico have another surprise for you guys. I don't want to say surprise, but another thing that we're going to be doing as a collab. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But I had took some of the stuff off here. I took the arc box off, the chamber kit off, and I had started taking off the spider web right here. And that last one all the way in the back is just a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna have to go ahead and take that one off today. Then spider vein stuff is gonna come off. We'll take the heat shields off, and then we will proceed to take off the turbos. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today. And you guys wanted some more technical stuff, so that's what I'm giving you guys. So stick with it, and we will see these turbos out today. So guys, we're making some progress. Ow! Fuck! I hate lifts. Fuck lifts. But we're making some fucking progress. Sucks. Gotta take off the downpipe now, and almost everything is off on the top. The heat shields are off. The spider vein part is off, and after I get this off, then I could go back up top and I can take off the manifolds and basically just pull the turbos out, and then we can take all the rest of the stuff off after. But we're gonna take off this manifold now, and we're going to keep moving forward. So guys, now that I'm covered in coolant, the exhaust is off, the brackets are loose, the oil returns are off, and I should be able to go up top, disconnect both manifolds, and just pull the turbos out, and then we should be able to do everything outside of the car on the bench over here instead of having to like mess around near the car. But everything's going smoothly. This should be out fairly soon, and we should be putting the new turbos in a little while. So let's go ahead and go back up top and try to get these turbos out through the top. So guys, Roberto got one turbo off. I was having a little trouble with getting these things out of the actual car, so I just called Roberto over and does Roberto stuff and gets them out. The only thing that is holding this one in right now is the drain tube, which is taken off, but it's not actually releasing from the drain tube. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the car back up in the air, take that off, and the other thing that is holding it in is the strap that actually holds the turbo in place. But other than those two things, once I take those off, the turbo should just come right out, and then we can move on to swapping this manifold over to the HKS 2530s and just cleaning them up and putting them in the car. So this thing should be done tomorrow afternoon. So guys, this is actually the next day. This is actually Monday now, and it's not Sunday, but still we're here at the shop. We're doing some stuff. We're getting some work done. And last night, Roberto actually got in Rob's turbos. I basically got them all the way out, took the shields off, got the turbos basically out, but I couldn't get a couple bolts, so I had Roberto get them out the rest of the way. Then we swapped everything over that needed to be swapped over, put the turbos back in. Roberto put the lines back on, put the heat shields on. Now all I have to do is put the spider web coolant line back on, get that all routed, put on a angle piece right here, and I believe that is where Roberto wanted me to stop on this. Oh yeah, put the downpipe on, get the braces connected underneath, and do a couple other things on the bottom. But this shouldn't take that long. It's not a really hard job to get all this stuff back in, and I should be done with it fairly quickly. But let's go ahead and jump into doing all this so that we can move on to another GTR. So guys, Rob's car is all back together. Roberto's taking it out for a little test drive here. We're gonna see what happens. This thing sounds awesome. We are going to put it back on the dyno maybe later. I'm not too sure, but we're going to do something with it. It's gonna come out awesome. Roberto has to do a couple more things to it. He got this nice pole of sheet metal right there because Rob is actually hitting the ground with his front lip, and he doesn't want to keep putting holes into it, so Roberto's going to put this on there so that it will cover up the holes a little bit. But right now I'm doing these rolling the fenders on this. I'm not going to film that because that's boring, and I've done it like twice, so I am going to just see what else we got going on and keep moving on with the day. The thing I'm going to talk about is this color here, this car here. It's a R32 with the purple on it. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot what the heck color this thing is, but it's the really rare purple. He actually wants to do it not the second color purple, but the third one, the one that comes on the 34, I guess. But what we're doing on this, basically, I'm doing the same thing I just did to Rob's. I'm taking out these turbos and all this stuff, but what we're gonna put in is this. Look at how big this is. This thing is huge. Like, it's just massive. But then we got this fuel exhaust manifold here. I believe that's a Tomei head gasket or exhaust gasket. We got some other odds and ends here. We got the exhaust piping right there. I forgot what's in those two boxes. That looks like a fuel pump. Some fuel line, and then on this, so that you can actually run this exhaust manifold, you have to move the power steering and the AC. So we're going to be doing all of that. And now that we have this sweet box, you know what, guys? We're just going to chill in this box. Maybe eat a couple of these. Let's not eat a couple of those. No, we're not going to eat a couple of those. But, guys, I think that might be about it for this video. Most of the video was on Rob's car, but we're just going to end it now, guys. I got to edit and post this today. So, yeah. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff. I hope to see you guys in the next one. I'm on my way to Connecticut tomorrow morning. Let's go.